Let's do some calls of the day now. Shares of FedEx hitting an all-time high today. Upgraded to overweight at Barclays. They cite favorable risk reward. All right. Stephanie Link, you say, I'm quoting here, this is what you told the producers. This is, quote, a ridiculous call. Says somebody who owns UPS and XPO. Tell me why it's a ridiculous call.
Well, it's a late call. I mean, it's up 93% year to date. And it now all of a sudden trades at a 3 multiple point premium to UPS. Look, UPS is up 46%, so it's not exactly undiscovered as well. Of the three, XPO is the laggard. So if you wanted to try to find a laggard in the logistics space, that's the one. But I still like UPS very much. New management, cost-cutting initiatives. Again, the discount to FedEx has a 2.5 yield and very strong liquidity. I think that's the better play from here, but I'd be very careful of owning these stocks in a big way in the first quarter because they usually struggle mightily in terms of keeping up with demand and having higher costs over the holiday season. So you want to be very careful to right-size these positions, I think, into the first quarter, and I know I will be doing so.
Is Steph too cautious, Josh Brown, on where FedEx can go?
Well, she makes a good point that, like, you're basically coming in after every possible positive for next year might already be reflected. But technically, I still think it's going much higher. And this is not a comment on whether or not it's better than UPS. I'm just telling you, in terms of price action, I don't see any reason not to be in this name. And what I would do is I would go back and use the January 18 level as my stop loss, which is about 270. So you're taking 20 points in risk on a $300 stock. And I guess my question to Stephanie would be, when they come back with the buyback that had been suspended this year, would you rather be in FedEx or not in FedEx?
Well, I'm not crazy about FedEx buying back their stock up 93% year to date anyway, right? So, I mean, that's not the best use. I'd rather them increase the dividend. It's a paltry, small, very dividend yield, especially relative to UPS. And UPS has a lot more that they can do, a much better balance sheet. And I do think Carol Tomei, who she was CFO, rather, of Home Depot for many years, I think she is lights out in terms of running this company. And there's a lot of fat that she is going to continue to cut. That's why I want to own that one over FedEx.
Okay, that's a good debate. PayPal, Sarat, price target goes to $290 from $270 at Mizuho. You own PayPal.
I do own it, and I really love the secular growth story. I love the whole idea of Venmo. I like the idea that people are using more and more cashless, where that's the society we're going to. And I think this company has just started, you know, kind of going back to Josh's point on Zoom, we really haven't seen too many more, you know, the big addressable market here is huge. And to monetize a lot of this, I think is going to be in the future, and I think it's a core holding in everybody's stock.
All right. Bernstein today, they initiate online travel agencies, and the calls are mixed. John Najarian, I'm coming to you, okay? Booking Holdings, they go underperform. $1,720 is the price target. $1,720 is their target. Expedia gets a market perform, no big whoop. $113 is the price target. TripAdvisor is the one they like the best. They go outperform, and $35 is the target. And that's a pretty big upside from where the stock is now, more than 25%. What do you think?
Well, I like all three, Scott, but I do like TripAdvisor the most of that group. And that's because the social aspect of it, the communication between people when they're on TripAdvisor looking, you know, we all know that some of these posts on the internet, whether it's on Yelp or TripAdvisor, are somewhat suspect at times. But nonetheless, there's a lot of people that like going back and forth with that to check out exactly who is saying what about this hotel, about this vacation they were on, or whatever. So of those three, TripAdvisor, I like the engine behind all of it, Scott, which is Sabre, and I talked about that one last week for Unusual, and I still own that.
I feel like Josh wants to make a comment, so I'm going to let him.
All right.
No, I just pictured pictured Dr. J reading Yelp reviews and arguing with them out loud, because he's been all over the world. He's probably stayed at every hotel on that site.
That's true. That's true.